Good morning, it's Gemma. It's bank holiday weekend, beginning of May, and I thought I'd do what I love best to celebrate, which is to do a bit of camping. So I've bought my tent out today, which I'm hoping to set up before too many people get here, and have a lazy day reading and eating and drinking. Here's the tree. Thought I'd come and say hello before I set up in the woods where we were a few days ago. I found a spot that I thought might be ideal. It's amazing how in just a couple of days all of this bramble has sprung up. I don't recognise the area. It's so amazing, the difference. Yeah, just looking at a fallen tree here. Yeah, there's a little kind of enclave just in there. I thought I might have a look at that spot, or might be able to fit on this little area here. Yeah, I found a spot here that feels nice. It's fairly flat and I can get to the oak tree that way, and situated deep in the woods, so hopefully I won't get any dogs pestering me. I've just noticed at the back here there's a field which I don't recognise, so I'm just going to check that out quickly. Like I said the other day, I've never been in this part of the woods and explored it properly. Very difficult to get through here. Let's see. See if I recognise where we are. Let's do a bit of a litter pick. It's not too bad. Yeah, let's have a look. Oh, I know where we are. I know where we are. That's the Woodford entrance to the park. This would have been a really nice place to set up on the grass, but it's too conspicuous. Right, my Euro hike Cairns 2 Deluxe with Nightfall blackout technology is set up. I've never done an overnighter in this, and tonight might be the night. Just see how we go. There's tiny oak trees everywhere, so I have to be careful. There's one I don't know if you can see it. There's one just there, and I don't want to crush it, so I've had to compromise a bit on the space inside. Show you from the other angle. Yeah, it's a lovely tent. Poles are a bit, well, they're not as good quality as the poles on my other tents. In fact, the tip of one of them fell off, it needs gluing back on, but I think it's still functioning. So. Well, that didn't last long. I've been busted already. What are the chances? By the woman that picks up litter, and she's had a go at me before about making a cup of tea with my burner. Oh, you're not allowed to open fires. I said, it's not an open fire, it's a burner, I'm well aware of that. She knows me and I've helped her out with moving dumped items. And she knows I love the woods. She said, well, you do know that camping isn't allowed. I said, I know that, but I'm not doing any harm. I've just set my tent up. What's the difference between putting a beach chair out and sitting on the beach? Why is putting up a tent so different? She said, well, what are you going to do all day? It's very quiet. Enjoy the peace and quiet. Some people like that. So I was going to go out and get some olive oil because I forgot some. And I don't feel up to doing that now, so she's basically ruined my day. I wouldn't be surprised if she reports me to the rangers and the storming in their stupid fucking police outfits. I know plenty of homeless people who would have nowhere to go if they didn't have a tent. And that's how I might end up one day, how any of us might end up. People just looking down their nose at you and judging you just because you want a bit of peace and quiet, and it's not the norm, especially for a woman. Anyway, I'm gonna shut up and try and relax. So that's the view from inside my tent. It's really gorgeous. It's a really roomy tent for two people. It's a video I did last March where I do more of a review of it. Like I say, it's not been tested overnight, and because of that woman, it won't be tonight. I mean, can't it be that people just enjoy day camping in the woods? I get it, some people do damage, but lots of people don't. You know, I do as much for these woods as she does in terms of picking up litter and everything, so... Oh, God. Anyway, I was just going to say, these little funnels are great for putting methylated spirits in the special Trangia safety bottle. So, a camping tip. I had an accident the other day. I actually burnt a hole in my trousers. Good job there. Nearly ready for the bin anyway, and I burnt it with this frying pan, and you can see the trousers are bit that got burnt is on the pan. So yes, I'm going to try and calm down. Yeah, so today's going to be a bit of an experiment with this bannock with no olive oil. So I've got a banana that I'm just going to mash up into it. I think bananas are quite oily, so maybe it won't stick to the pan. We'll just see, and it'll fill me up anyway. I've been a bit of a pig today. I've made twice the amount that I normally do, and added a little bit of cinnamon. I've learned not to make it too wet, so just crossing my fingers that the pan is non-stick. I've got the perfect location here. The sun is shining into my tent, so I'm nice and warm. Yeah, I'm not really sure how this is going to work out. It's not obviously not sizzling like. I've lost my spoon. Right, it's in there. Always use tongs with these pans. I sometimes forget. Concentrate, Gemma. Yes. Ooh, not too bad. It's a little bit burnt, but I don't mind burnt bannock. Well, it's very bannock-like, very bread-like, so can't complain. My little pan's getting really scratched up now. The bottom, probably can't see a little bit. Yeah, I don't like it because it doesn't look nice, but at least it's a sign that I'm using my equipment that I invested so much money in, and that I'm getting outside and living my life. So I see it as a sign of that. I need to get up and walk around a bit, I think. Just boiling another cup of tea. I'll show you the tree canopy. I was just thinking when I was under the oak tree the other day that I need to learn to identify different bird songs. And then on Instagram I saw Surrey Wildlife Trust were doing a free introduction to common birds found in the woods. So I learnt about nuthatch call yesterday. Apparently they're quite common in the woods, especially ancient ones, but I have to say I haven't seen one. They're the only little bird that can walk down tree trunks head first, and they look a lot like great tits. They're about the same size, and they've got grey on the top and orange underneath with black stripes on their cheeks. and a bill like woodpecker. So I'll have a look out for those. So yeah, I'll get in my inbox, I get a bird song a day for a week. So the visiting of the oak, it's turning out to be every other day really, is turning out to be very educational as well as fun, and an opportunity to practice my creative writing. Kettle's boiling now, so I do love seeing the steam coming out of the spout. Simple pleasures. There's a main path on this side, and I was just seeing if my tent is visible from it, and it isn't. But what I didn't realise, and the reason why that lady was able to see me, was because there's a path here that leads more or less directly to the tent. But that's just the nature of these woods. You're never far away from a footpath. But it was only because I mean, even now you can't see the tent. Oh, yes, you can. But it's pretty camouflage. It's a lovely, lovely location because it's kind of under a tree. Yeah, I should have spent more time scoping out the area really, but I think hopefully it'll do for a day camp. It's about 11 o'clock and it's hotting up in the tent, and I'm quite drowsy now. It's the anaesthetic, not anaesthetic, maybe that's the right word, but the atmosphere of the woods and all the phytoncides that the trees are giving off do make one very lethargic. So after I've just eaten, my back's aching a bit, so I thought I'd lay down. I've got my mummy shaped DD inflatable mat, and I'm glad there's little windows in this tent so I can see what's going on and lets a little bit of light in. Don't know if you can see the snow of blossom coming down. Packed up at just the right time because it's very hot now and people are about. I saw the back end of a fox with a black tipped tail, which was nice. Right, I'm going to do my sit spot. Had a right fight trying to get the tent back in the bag, but it's in now, thank goodness. Just got to take this round sheet up and then I'm done. There's the woman in the distance that told me off. She's looking at me now. But she's just been there. I've just seen her go to where I was set up this morning, and she's probably gone to check I'm not there still. Well, that was a lovely day. You can see I've got a catkin in my hair. I'm a right mess. All my hair's been pulled out by branches and everything, and the oak tree was shedding dust and seeds and what have you. So, well, I've had a lovely time as usual. Try to get this out of my hair. 2 o'clock now, and I'm gonna head home. Apparently somebody wants me to do a job, so fingers crossed that leads to something good. Okay, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.